Well, good morning. I'm Stefan Winterboer and this is Safari Live. Ready.
Standing by.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are live, you are live.
Good morning, yes, and that is young Sindile, and look at the mist this morning rolling in from wherever it came from last night. We can hardly even see him from where we're sitting at the moment. It is just absolutely thick. Everything is got these light little drips on it, and it's difficult to see what's going on. Everything has this sort of muted softness about it, and I must be honest, it's been a very, very awesome morning so far. We've literally just left the camp and we've come out to Sindile to find him lying underneath the tree where his kill was in yesterday. For those of you just joining the show for the first time, this is a young male leopard whose life we've been following for the last 23 months, and part of the patchwork out here really. And he's killed an impala. He killed an impala a couple of days ago, probably 2 or 3 days ago. Finished it yesterday, but is now just digesting the remnants of that, and seems to be unstressed, unfazed about anything here. There's no hyena here, even though there were hyena tracks coming down the road here this morning. They haven't found him or found the leftover bits and pieces of his kill just yet, and that would have chased this young male off. So he's just really taking it easy, making sure that he doesn't overexert himself or waste any of that important metabolic energy that he's stored up over the last couple of days. My gut feel tells me that he'll either get moving today, probably even this morning. He might go to some water. The closest water to here is Sydney's Dam, which is around about a mile away from here, for a drink, and then who knows where he'll go. There's every chance that he starts to disperse, as young males of his age will do, but he might also stick around. This is where he was born. He was born to a leopard whose territory is adjacent to where we're sitting just now, and he might stick around for another 6 months, who knows. Right now he's in that comfortable phase between being able to look after himself but not being old enough to become a threat to the dominant males of the area, and that's a good place to be in for him, because apart from just the day-to-day trials of trying to find enough food, trying to stay away from marauding hyena and lion, he's actually quite comfy with his, well, he's within earshot of his mother, at least anyway. He'll definitely know how to find her in the blink of an eye, as will she know how to find him. But he's got that youth coupled with enough experience to keep himself well fed, as the impala in the tree was testament to. And we have no doubt that this young male named Sindile, the survivor, yeah, he will be fine. There we go, the thumb making an appearance this morning. For those of you who don't know, it is Brent Leo Smith's birthday today. So feel free to send through your birthday wishes to him, along with any questions and comments that you may have, to an email, questions@wildearth.tv, or using the hashtag Safari Live. I'm sure he'll appreciate all your well wishes this morning. And on that note, I think let's link over to the birthday boy himself. Let him say his good mornings.
Hello and welcome to the middle of the African bush on this awesome misty morning. Unfortunately, no gorillas in the mist this morning, but we're hoping to find a leopard or two. And of course, my name is Brent, and thank you in advance for all the birthday wishes. I have Dangerous Dave, who's less than slightly objectified this morning. And I have a very special surprise this morning, because Jamie has given up her last morning on leave to join me on drive on my birthday. So there she is.
Hey, Jamie.
Good morning. Hi, everybody.
There we go. So aren't I a lucky fish? Now, I really love these misty mornings, and I'm hoping to find something spectacular. Of course, I'm not going to say it out loud, but it sounds something like, I kind of think how to do this. How am I going to do this? It sounds something like Mad Hog, and I'm hoping they make an appearance. But what I'm going to do as my birthday treat for you, as I am going to let you decide where I should go. So at the moment I'm sitting in the middle of Djuma, but why don't you guys let me know where I should go? Should I go to Arathusa? Should I go to Cheetah Plains? Should I go east? Should I go west? Should I go north? Should I go south? So let me know where I should go on my birthday, and I'm going to drive around like I'm blind. So you guys choose where I should go, and remember you can do that by sending your emails to questions@wildearth.tv or use the hashtag SafariLive on Twitter. So very exciting. And you know what? You make your own luck. So I've decided we're going to be lucky today, no matter what we see. Maybe we'll see all my favorite butterflies, the acrias. Maybe we'll see my favorite leopard in Kanyeni. Maybe those mad hogs might make an appearance. So wonderful to have you. And as Dangerous Dave looks very, very, very confused. He actually looks like a gorilla in the mist this morning. So it is a beautiful... I really love these mornings. The cameramen despise them because, of course, it mists up the lens quite quickly. But I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So Ali says she hates driving in the fog. It's hard to see and there might be a monster. Well, Ali, I'm hoping for a monster mad hog. Jamie thought that was funny. Yes, there we go. I think I can get away with bad puns on my birthday. So thank you again, everyone who's sending in through your happy birthdays. And just remember, you need to let me know where I should go. Until then, I'm going to drive round and round quarantine. Okay, so Aaron in New Zealand says Cheetah Plains, so I'm going to wait till we get 3 Cheetah Plains, and then we're going to head there. We might do a little gander through the south to see if... Liz says I should go to Buffelshoek and just tell them it's my birthday. So I think I probably could, Liz, but Graham Wallington would probably pull what little hair he has left out of his head if I did that. Oh, absolutely stunning. Okay, so it seems like we are going to Cheetah Plains. Maybe my dream of 3 days ago. And actually, we figured out why I had a dream about cheetah. So while Jamie was on leave, she was visiting her friend who works up north at Makalali. And they had an incredible cheetah sighting of 2 males grooming and stretching and doing all the things cheetahs do. And then when I went to bed that night, and Jamie sent me a picture, I completely forgot, but I dreamt about it. And I think that's what sent us on the cheetah search a few mornings ago. Now, I am most surprised, but most happy that young Sindile has not gone off on his next wonder. So, while he's still there, and I think possibly being slightly brooding in the mist, let's go across to young Sindile with Steph.
I don't quite know what Brent said there. It was very difficult to hear exactly what was said there. But yes, we have got young Sindile in the mist. I caught that little piece. And isn't that just a wonderful picture that we're seeing at the moment? The mist is still very thick. We're on a crest at the moment. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like in the Mulwati. And I think as soon as the sun comes up, we're definitely going to take a drive out there and see what it looks like. Here he's lying on the sand, just super content with life. Eyes closed. That very relaxed posture. That's what we want to see from a leopard out here. Got these soft drips happening all around us from the leaves and the branches onto the sand and the leaf litter. It's just an absolutely phenomenal morning. Everything's muted, quiet and soft. It's a lovely morning. You can see he's not panting as much as he was yesterday. That is because his body would have worked through that impala relatively quickly, I must be honest. Leopard have got pretty high metabolisms. There's what's left of the impala. You can just see a leg, perhaps some meat still there. So I actually thought that it was all finished. I'm going to go and pick up my binoculars quickly and just have a look and see exactly what is left there. Okay, he's still got a little bit of meat actually. Not much, I must be honest. I didn't think that there was actually going to be that much left. His head is now up and he's looking at us. I don't think he... Those ears are just constantly working. And that's because so Liz, you've asked if the mist will give some water to the animals to drink, a little bit more water to the animals. Unfortunately, no. I mean, water will cover some of the vegetation that they eat today, and that may help a little bit. But to be honest, not really that much. This mist is going to do virtually nothing. Things that do benefit from mist are all your smaller creatures, ants and spiders and beetles and millipedes and centipedes and so on and so forth. But with it being still fairly early in the season, there really isn't any chance of any of that sort of stuff making any meaningful difference. It really requires some of that early rain in September coupled with the sand heating up and reaching the depths to where these animals are incubating at the moment for them to wake up and for them to start becoming active. And I'm really only expecting insects to start appearing by October perhaps. Look at that. We're literally about 25 yards from him currently, and that is the mist between us and him. That's how thick it is. That comfortable with safari vehicles that we've been noticing. And that is it's an observation that I've made based on me watching what he's doing. And let's see exactly what and how his behavior changes. I don't quite know if it's a positive or a negative thing just yet. There we go. Obviously not too fazed about anything just yet. What we'll look for is any obvious changes in his posture. So far, nothing. No reaction. Ears slightly back, that's listening behind him. Something's making a noise there. Still no change at all. So leopard who have very negative reactions to people will get up and walk away or change their posture and go onto their feet, onto their paws basically. ears tight back and folded down. Let's see what he does here. No reaction whatsoever. So far, so good. And that's a good thing. I was hoping to see this particular type of behavior from him. Let's see exactly what happens here. He's still got some meat, so he's not going to go anywhere. He's busy looking at them. If there's one person that knows anything about leopard, that is Taxon, and that is who's just joined us right now. And that's no behavioral change whatsoever. We might as well have 50 cars around him. No, I'm joking. We'd only ever have 2, and that, if depending on his behavior, we could change that at any time. And no reaction, so all good. So we're going to send you over to Brent. He is driving around on his way to Cheetah Plains, as far as I know, and would like to give you an update.
So, thank you very much for your consideration, and we're on our way to Cheetah Plains. I am taking a slightly long route to get to Cheetah Plains. I think I deserve a visit from the Queen on my birthday. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the southern boundary on our way to Cheetah Plains. We're going to go up Philemon's cut line first, and fingers crossed that before we get to Cheetah Plains, Queen Karula, the young Prince Hasana, and the exquisitely beautiful Shongile decide to grace us with their presence. I really love these misty mornings. Well, a very good morning, and to a name I don't know, so a big welcome to you, Computer Eyes Yackle. It's a very interesting handle you have there, but Computer Eyes Yackle. Wait, so Final Control is saying something else to me. Oh, Computer Eyes in Seattle, so okay, so I apologize for calling you a Yackle. So Computer Eyes in Seattle. Hopefully you're not sleepless. Ooh, I think I can get away with cheesy movie references today. Is wondering, does the fog affect the way cheetahs hunt? It is actually beneficial to them. Now, strangely enough, sound does not carry as well in the fog. Obviously, the little droplets of moisture around actually soak up the sound. So even lions will sound further away when they're roaring in the fog. And it will actually be beneficial to cheetah. And it'll affect things like Impala and Steenbok's eyesight. So hopefully we can find some cheetah on the hunt. Computer Eyes in Seattle. So we do apologize if Dave's large, there we go, there it comes, and that is due to the mist. Dave is trying to give you the clearest picture possible, and so therefore in this misty morning you're going to see quite a bit of whitey white. So this morning we actually opened up the good coffee because it was my birthday, and it was absolutely excellent. It was all the way from Rwanda from my trip to the gorillas, and the coffee's name was Gorilla Bourbon, and it has a lovely picture of a gorilla on it, and it's called, that reminds me, a quiz for the morning. Now, I'm sure I've actually done this quiz before, so a few of you will be on it in a matter of seconds. But what? Actually, I'm gonna make it even harder. Aha! I'm gonna be so mean today because it's my birthday and I'm allowed to. So I'm gonna tell you, what country does coffee originate from? So all the coffee in the world comes from one country, and all coffee in the world is actually related. Who can tell me what country that is? So if you know what country coffee comes from, and you can let me know by sending me an email, questions@wildearth.tv, or use the hashtag SafariLive on Twitter. hello, William, who is in Oregon. And Oregon is the land of the very tall trees. And I've been to Oregon, believe it or not, and there's absolutely beautiful along that Atlantic coast. And I actually drove all the way from Seattle to LA. Drove through Oregon. And William would like to know, what is my favorite birthday treat? Is it pastry or pie or whatnot? William, it's terrible. But it begins with a W and it ends in a Y, and it generally comes with the word single in front of it, and generally the best ones are from Scotland. Is my favorite birthday treat. And my favorite birthday treat of all birthday treats comes from the Isle of Skye and comes in a blue box, and it is called, I'm not going to say what it is called, but yes, no, my favorite birthday treat. I'm not a big sweet eater, strangely enough. I do enjoy the odd piece of cake or pastry. And Amanda, who is our chef, bless her soul. So let me tell you what happened last night. So a couple of weeks ago, I promised Amanda, because she cooks for us every day, that I would cook. And one of my specialities is the roasts. And so I forgot about it. Then I realized I was going on leave. And of course, it was my birthday. So last night, with the help of Jamie and Ali, who you guys met on Drive a while ago, I prepped a roast leg of lamb and a roast leg of pork, as well as lots of wonderful vegetables. And I did all the prep, and then Jamie kindly put it into the oven for me while I was out on Drive with you yesterday. And so last night we had everyone around to Inga's house, which is where we live, instead of our normal eating in the DRC. So I did the main with the help of Jamie and Ali, and then Amanda made us the most wonderful dessert. And can you believe, in the middle of the bush, Amanda managed to produce a panna cotta with berry, I think, what's the correct word for it? There we go, Dave, berry compote. And it was, oh Dave, I didn't know you knew that much. Yeah, sure. Not just a pretty face. So yes, so Amanda did the dessert, I did the mains, and we had, Jamie ate 3 desserts, and of course Jamie can eat many desserts and you would never notice, but so it was very, very lovely. So it was very nice. We had everyone from our crew around, we had some friends from the neighbouring lodges around, so it was a very, very pleasant evening, and we stayed up so late, which means we went to bed at 10 o'clock. So normally we're in bed by about 8:30. So last night we were on the razzle and we went to bed at 10. And of course the person who was having the biggest party was Kirsten from Final Control, and she was on her own mission. She's big. She's denying. Marco is getting into the spirit of the day with a very interesting comment. All coffee in the world originates at Starbucks. Now, Marco is, of course, Siberia, for those of you who are on the damn cans, and is one of our Zoomies, and one of our definitely most active Zoomies. And we do appreciate all the Zoomies, and often you guys help us find animals by watching the Djuma cam. Now, come on, Queen Krula. Now, one of the really nice things about a misty morning like this, of course, we've got the drought at the moment. So there's actually this slight layer of moisture that's sitting on the road. So if Karula crosses, we're going to have the most wonderful fresh tracks. So I'm going to try find a fresh track, even if it's an Impala, so you can see the difference between an old track and a fresh track. I'm probably going to find an old track first. Although it seems like no animals decided to walk across our southern boundary last night, which is fine, as long as Karula did. Okay, there we go. There's an old track to show you. It's a waterback track. You see it, Dave? And of course, it's so lovely and warm, even in the mist here. It's about 15 degrees Celsius, which is 56 Fahrenheit. Ha! I remembered this morning. Oh, there's actually more than one track here. Interesting. And I can see where the other one comes from. Okay, so there we go. You can see the water bike track, and it's quite a nice track. Or is this one better, Dad?
That is better.
Okay. So it's a nice track. I can see that it's not fresh, but it's from yesterday. So you can see how dark it is on the side. So if I take my finger and run it through the sand, look at the color difference. Isn't that incredible? So there's just a slight layer of moisture sitting on top of the soil, and you can see how dry it is underneath. I mean, look at that. It's white. Now, Dave, the other track I was trying to show you, where's it gone? Oh, I've lost sight of it. Can you get here?
Yep.
Okay. Now, there's tiny little, it's going to be very difficult to see, so I'm going to show you what it looks like with my finger. Like that. So it almost looks like a little triangle. And that is a bushveld gerbil. And that bushveld gerbil lives right here. So you've got his hole here, and you can see his tracks, and you can see all the sand he's pushed out. And remember, there's actually a better bushveld gerbil hole just down the road. And as a lot of you know, I've been at war with squirrels recently who keep eating my snacks. But yesterday, I started facing a war on multiple fronts. So apart, not only are the squirrels after my snacks, now because of the drought, the bushveld gerbils are coming in as well. Now there's a really cool bushveld gerbil hole just up ahead. I can't believe it. No one has got where coffee comes from yet. We've got Colombia, Brazil, Madagascar, Chile, which is all incorrect. So it is all incorrect. I'm not actually, if I give any hints, it's going to be way too easy, so I'm not going to. I just want to find, it should be on this bank here somewhere, where that bushveld gerbil's hole is, and it's a very active one. It looks like there's at least 2 or 3 gerbils that live in that hole, and they're very busy gerbils. Now, normally one of the telltale signs of a gerbil hole is grass seeds outside, but at the moment there's no grass seeds to eat, so shame. The gerbils are under as much stress as all the other animals to find food, hence them stealing my biscuits. Somewhere around here, or could have been further back. No, I'm pretty sure it's down here somewhere. That is not the gerbil hole I was looking for, but it is a very active one. Here we go. There it is. And you can see the darker colored soil outside. The gerbil is popped out. Now, normally, as I was saying, one of the telltale signs is there would be grass seeds sitting all there, the ones that are discarded. But I think in this drought, the gerbil is eating even the most untasty of grass seeds. So, it's Maggie and Robin and Lee and a few others. I finally got where coffee comes from. Coffee was first, probably not discovered, but first known to the modern world from Ethiopia. Coffee was spread around the world by Arab traders. So in about the 1500s, they actually started moving coffee. So all coffee in South America and Portugal and Italy is all African. And there are 2 at the moment considered different strains of coffee, but the original coffee that all other coffee comes from is called Abyssinica. So the scientific name is Abyssinica, and of course that is the original word for Ethiopia. And Ethiopia is a fascinating country, one of my very high on my to get to countries. And of course, Angie in Ohio is about to go on a medical mission there, and I'm slightly jealous of Angie because she is on her way to Ethiopia. And it is incredible from a cultural, historical, I mean, you've got everything from hominin fossils to the most endangered canid in the world, the Ethiopian wolf, or the simian fox is what's it called, and geladas, the world's rarest bird, the Nichiva nightjar. And I've studied so much in Ethiopia, and I've actually even booked trips to go to Ethiopia, and then I've had to work. So I've actually got a standing deposit on a trip to Ethiopia that I've never been able to take. Now we are really taking our time to get to Cheetah Plains, but as I said, we want to make sure that Karula hasn't decided to come visit us. Now, it's quite strange seeing Steph in a vehicle because that's not his natural habitat. He really likes being on foot and looking for the little things. But fortunately for him, he's managed to find a little thing on his dashboard. Let's go have a look.
Thank you, Brent, and we have indeed. We were asked a question literally just a couple of minutes ago about who benefits, or can animals benefit from the mist. And although large animals don't, small animals do, and this spider on my dashboard is fishing for water. The leg that is pointed up into the air has water condensing on it, little tiny droplets that you can see, and the spider waits for the water to form a drop and then puts it in its mouth. That spider is literally, and I'm not joking to you, probably only 2 millimeters thick. I'm going to see if I can put my finger there for a size comparison. There's my nail on my forefinger. That is how tiny that little spider is. And just fishing for water. That leg stuck straight up in the air there. I don't know what spider that is. Ooh, sorry. That was my head blocking your view. Just have a look at that. Licking the legs, sucking up the moisture now on the dashboard itself. Can you imagine the thirst? That is just so epic. Marianne, all the way from Texas, you have asked if when the sun comes up, we can find you a spider web that has some water droplets on it. Marianne, I'll try. There's a couple of spider webs here, the tropical tent web spiders, that we may be able to find. It's just for the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, I've really been battling to find spiders. I'm actually quite amazed that we've managed to find this little guy on the dashboard, to be honest. That being said, there's a community of velvet spiders that has just emerged above where we park our Land Rovers. We have a light, and it's literally just been built this winter, but where we park the cars under, there's a light that attracts a lot of insects at night time, mainly flies at the moment, to be honest with you. And these spiders are just having a whale of a time catching all the flies that are above our vehicles and get pulled in from the bush sitting on the side of the car. But yes, exactly. I will try and find you a spider web once the sun comes up. I'm expecting the sun to actually emerge through the mist over our shoulders here. You can see it's sort of getting light in this area here. I'm expecting the sun to be this muted tennis ball when it does come up. And young Sindile, this young male leopard that we have lying on the floor here, just absolutely unconscious, basically. I'd like to say he's in a bit of a food coma at the moment. He hasn't twitched an ear for the last 2 or 3 minutes. You can just see though, there's never really stopping the movement. Oh, I must be honest with you, I absolutely love looking at this spider. So Beth, you've asked me what we would use to identify this leopard if he didn't have a collar on. Beth, from this particular, so let's start at the beginning. You'd use the impression that you have of size and shape. So large, small, dewlap, no dewlap, any significant scarring, perhaps a limp, a particular kink in the tail, maybe raggedy ears, or some other main diagnostic feature. If that does, if you don't find any of that, you'd have to look for a spot pattern that is recognizable. And one of the most easily recognizable spot patterns lies on the bridge of the nose, just behind the actual nose. Let's see if we can get in a little bit tighter on his head. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. There on, I'm going to see if I can point it out with my finger. Let's see if I can bomb your shot. There we go. It's going to be a bit more. There. You'll notice his nose, and next to his nose, a black line on either side. Those are a series of spots, usually 2 to 4 spots on either side, and you would use the combination of the spots on the left-hand side and the combination of the spots on the right-hand side of his nose, and that is as individual as a fingerprint is. And we'd use that spot pattern on the side of the nose to diagnose, or to I suppose diagnose the name of this particular leopard, or who this is. Isn't that beautiful? You can see those whiskers twitching in the dream. Not really doing too much. I must be honest, the dripping is getting, there's a soft breeze blowing now. The mist is it is swirling around us. Let me come back and have a look at the spider. He's sort of picked up his activities here on the dashboard. This is just amazing. The spider's now licking the moisture off his legs. Oh, excuse me. Coming all the way out from the leopard. Have a look at this little guy. There he is at the point of my finger. He's just finished cleaning his legs. Got that one leg stuck up. That's the one that's collecting the bead of moisture. And he's bringing each of his 8 legs alternatively into his mouth to suck off the fluid that is condensing on what looks to be some fine hairs that's covering his body or her body. Actually, just want to lean over and sorry, I just want to see if I can see what spider this is. I have absolutely no idea. It is so tiny. Amazing. All right. I think Brent is, I don't know where Brent is, to be quite honest with you, but I'm sure that he is very excited about something, as he always is, and you off to him for an update.
So, Steph is correct, but I'm very excited about an impala in the mist, because it's just, I love the mist. Now, for those of you who're taking screenshots, it is really difficult to get good photographs in the mist, as the cameraman will attest. But some of the best photographs, actually one of the best photographs I've ever taken of impala was in the mist. So, imagine you had a camera like mine, and you can do this in your post-edit, is that I would underexpose to almost make it... Oh dear. It helps if I put a memory card in my camera. Where are my spare memory cards? Oh dear, did I forget to bring my memory cards? I was downloading cards last night. Or I think I planned to. I should have a spare card somewhere in my box of tricks. I have spare batteries. I think I have literally everything in my box except a memory card. I even have a lilac-breasted roller feather. Now, oh dear. Well, that means we are iPhone photographing today, and the impala's gone. But as I said, I even have a lilac-breasted roller feather. Look how pretty it is. I think I should put it in my hair.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do that. Let's pop it in the man bun. How's that look?
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, there's Jamie playing with it. Now, unfortunately, Karula has not come back to visit. Maybe she'll be back on the way back from Cheetah Plains. Now, Blue Butter Frog is wondering who gets to throw the traditional bucket of water on me today. Now, I have preempted this, and this is the first birthday I've actually been here. Last time I was on leave. So I have decided I shall arm myself with a stick, and anyone who comes near me with a bucket of water is liable to be knocked out. And unless they take the time to preheat the water. But if anyone throws cold water on me, it'll be to their detriment. Fortunately, I think a few people are quite scared of me, because I've told them if they throw water on me, I will hit them with a stick. And I even... Where's my... Oh, I took my stick out of the car yesterday. Oh dear, I'm unarmed. Don't worry, we'll find another stick. Fortunately for me, I'm very aware, so I will have my periphery vision working very well. And also, as we know, I'm the fastest runner in the whole of the Safari Live team. So if they come with a bucket, I will extend my long legs and dash to safety. I might even take a leaf out of Karula the Leopard's book and jump up a tree. And of course, I'm also the best tree climber. James might debate that, but I won the gold medal. Although I must admit it was a little bit unfair in the tree climbing competition. Height did wonders. But we're about to dip into the Mulwanini, and you can see how thick the mist is. I cannot even see 100 meters in front of me. So it is also a place where the gremlins live. So while we go through a gremlin-inhabited hollow, Steph has left Sindile, and he's on the move. I wonder where he's going.
We are indeed on the move, and deeper into the mist, as you can see around us at the moment. It's thick, and it's almost like being in the rain. I must be honest, it's condensing on the top of my forehead and running down into my eyes and on the camera. It's crazy. It's pretty mean. It actually feels like you're driving through rain. It almost does exactly that. To show you, brakes. Oh. So Jason, you wanted to know which predator has an advantage in the mist, and while we go on to this spider web, which Marianne wanted to see, and you asked which has more advantage, prey or predator. I'd have to say that the predator probably has more advantage. But then again, prey, it's easier for them to hide, but I would say that the predator definitely has more advantage. And there you've got that spider web, all for you. And Marianne, you really just wanted to see the spider web with the mist on it. There's a tropical tent web spider and the mist and water catching on those droplets. Just for you. Hope you enjoyed that, Marianne. Let's carry on going. We'll see if we can find you a bigger one. That's just a little spider web with water. So yeah, I think that the predator, Jason, would have more advantage simply because the mist would extend basically the concealment factor of the evening that they have and make hunting this morning a little bit easier. But it does benefit both. I mean, if I'm thinking about it now, there's less, everything's more muffled, so from a sound point of view things are a little bit more muffled. From a concealment point of view, animals have as much benefit from this as anything else, really. So I suppose it's a bit of an even Stevens thing. Yeah, I would say that they pretty much equal one another. Have a look at quarantine here. You can hardly even see the trees. There's normally a bank of big marula trees. You can just see their ghostly forms there in the background. Thick, thick mist. Temperature's probably be about 55 degrees Fahrenheit at the moment, around about 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit at the moment. So it's a bit of a nip in the air while we're driving, but it's not that cold. Sun has for sure risen by now, but I can't even see a ball of it at all. That needs to still rise up, and once it does, it'll begin to and start to shine more directly on the surface. It'll push this mist up, so mist lifts from the bottom up for the simple fact that the sun gives off shortwave radiation that is absorbed by the earth and then is radiated out as long-wave radiation, and that will start to dispel the mist. So mist will inevitably blow off and blow away as long as the sun is out and as long as there isn't any big clouds or thick clouds associated with whatever weather system is coming in right now. Mist forms, basically mist is a cloud that forms on the ground. So you have what's called dew point temperature, the temperature at which water condenses out of the air into droplets like we have at the moment. Usually that happens some meters or some yards or to some degree to some kilometers or miles above the Earth's surface. And this particular day, the dew point temperature, the temperature at which water condenses out of the air, happened close to the ground, on the ground. And so we have a cloud developing on the ground. So basically what we're driving through now, mist, is essentially just a cloud, a big billowy cloud just attached to the ground. And I must be honest, it lends a surreal, ghostly atmosphere to the earth. Ah, there we go. There's the sun. You can just see it. Might blow away there in front of us. There you go. The cloud dispelling or dispersing the air completely. Sally, you've just said that this makes you think of Jurassic Park. I suppose you're not too far wrong. I mean, who'd want... You could have an elephant, I suppose, as big as a Tyrannosaurus. Let's have a look at that sun there. You can just see it starting to get or gain in intensity. Good time to actually observe the sun there. You can actually see the disk of the sun, the actual round portion of the sun. That is about as close to seeing, without any filters on, of course, or without any special lenses over your eyes, but that's about as close as what we can see the sun. Still bad to look at with your naked eye, so I'm also looking at it through the screen, similar to you. Quite difficult to see there as this mist billows around and billows in. While we're looking at that, I just want to have a chat to Herbie quickly on the radio. Herbert coming for Steph. Is the best approach still in Mvubu Road? Copy that. I'll be with you in 2 minutes. All right. Herbie, true to form, has managed to find something for us in the mist. How he does it, I don't really know. To be quite honest, I think he's part mystic himself. Let us pick up the speed slightly, which of course is going to have two effects. It's going to be bouncy a little bit, and you're going to have Brian's hand come in front of the screen from time to time just to wipe the moisture off the lens. So don't be alarmed if all of a sudden your screen goes black and then has these funny colors. That is just there you go. That was part of that, dabbing at the lens. Unfortunately, I don't think Brian has enough toilet paper or enough space in his cloth to wipe my forehead clean, so it's just going to have to drip and run down my shirt. All right, let's go across the dam wall. Here's I don't know if you noticed that little bird that flew over there, but that was a parrot that flew out of the bush. Have a look at that. That is Vuyatela Dam. Can hardly even see into it. That is looking at the camp. Just nothing there. Alright, a bump and a bit of a jerk up here. Alright, let's go inside here. So Michael, good morning Michael, you've just asked me if we get black widow spiders here in South Africa. We absolutely do, and they are similar to other we call them black widow spiders. In other parts of the world they call them recluses, but they're all part of the genus Lactrodectus, and we absolutely find them here, and they are one of South Africa's most venomous spiders. We have 4 spiders in South Africa of medical importance, and what that means, it means that they bite you, it's sore, and you can die if you are elderly or young. I almost drove over that cub, to be quite honest with you, and it was because there's a hippo right here as well. We've got lion cubs in front of us busy hunting a hippopotamus. I don't quite know where I want to place the car here. So here we have that hippo that's been sitting in the Vuyatela pan, and it's being stalked by some lions. Only not stalked like we would think it being stalked by adult lions, it's being stalked by the cubs of the Nkuhumas. This is insane. Yeah, I'm in the sighting, thank you very much, Herbert. Stations, we have portions of the Nkuhuma Pride mobile in a southerly direction towards Vuyatela Dam. Best approach is on Mvubu, 1 station in this position. Excuse me for doing some admin there, folks, while Herbie just hands over the sighting to me, but isn't this the most bizarre thing where we've got this hippo? I don't know what this hippo is going to do. To be honest with you, it's quite a dangerous place for these cubs to be. Let's see if this lioness moving through here elicits any sort of charge from this hippo. Between the cubs and the hippo at the moment. And I hope that we're not in too much danger here from this hippo. This hippo is enormous, and we're looking at several thousand pounds of animal here, quite capable of chopping a lion in half. And let's see, this lioness is going to look up now and see this hippo. She hasn't even seen this hippopotamus. That is crazy. Hello, girl. literally feet away from Brian, who's leaning away from this lion as we speak. That is crazy. This hippo they didn't even see. Have a look at this hippo standing right here. Eyes wide open, literally just standing dead still. What a mad sighting. Why this hippo didn't do anything beyond me. It literally, I think, is just standing here just waiting for the lions to pass in the hope that the lions don't see him, and that is exactly what's happened. These lions have moved past. The cubs saw the hippo. They were stalking him, having a bit of a game. He stopped. Adult lioness walked straight past him, didn't even see him, and is now behind the car walking down the road. Mad. All right, I think we're going to stick with the lions, of course, but just in parting, Mr. Hippo, I hope, well, I don't know what you're going to do with your day, where you're on your way to, but have a good day. Crazy. Hey, Brian, you ever seen anything like that? Brian says no. We have to absolutely thank Herbert for this particular sighting, especially the rarity of seeing lion cubs play hunting at a fully grown adult male hippo. Like I said, I'm at a loss for words. I've got this radio going crazy. If you'd excuse me while I just have to put the volume up over here. This is obviously a sighting that people would like to join. And as much as what I want to switch it off, I am unable to. You can see that little cub just running in front of his mom. They're now moving away from Gallagher Pan. They've been at this pan for, I don't know, probably the better part of a week. And although they've killed one or two things, Herbert definitely found the remains of a kill, and he also found the tracks of where they grabbed a buffalo, but the buffalo got away. And I think they're going to be moving pans. I think these mothers are hungry. They got no males in attendance with them, so that male that was with these females has moved on. I think for them, probably thankfully. Let's see where they go for the day. They are moving deeper into Little Gowrie, and let's go here. These cubs are playing on the branch here. Let's see if we can get a visual of that. Look at that. Lion in a tree. It's just mom just having a head rub with a little cub. He's going to fly out of this tree. Unfortunately, with not as much grace as he should. Let's see what happens. Oh, tail, bit of a balance. Actually, he's not doing too bad. Mother's making these soft contact calls all the time. Just reassuring the cubs of where they are all the time. Let's see what happens over here. She looks like she's going to have another game with him in the tree. Oh, hello. You can see the social nature of these lions, which is so atypical of any of the cats in the world. That these large predatory cats have evolved to be cooperative hunters, living in these families, very good mothers, very good protectors of their babies, and are basically the custodians of the lion gene pool here. You know, they are responsible, mother lions are responsible solely for lions proliferating, for lions being lions, really. So we have 3 adult lionesses here, formidable force. Let's see. What they've done is these cubs have actually gone off playing somewhere. And I think what's happened here is that they've lost visual of their cubs, which is creating this confusion. Let's go up here and see if we can't share this moment. Cubs discovering the mist for themselves. Oh, there they are. They've gone running away, play game with one another. Can you see them there, Brian? So these cubs have actually, in a game, disappeared. And they've run off, which is creating a little bit of tension for their moms, because they are now at that uncomfortable distance away from the mothers. I think what's happening is they're feeling pretty safe in the mist there. And they've let their game of chase get away with them. And now the moms have gone back to go and fetch them, taking the rest of the cubs, the ones that are a little bit shy of demeanor. Have a look at those cubs just having a ball there. Mark, you're 100% correct there. It is exactly like a human mom trying to round up the rowdy kids every which way. And I think the frustration that these females are feeling is almost palpable, I must be honest. So now what's happened is the mothers have had to change the direction that they were walking in, absolutely. All right. Let me just go this way. Alright, so we're quickly going to change the direction of our travel here. We're going to try and see if we can get over the dam wall and in front of where these cubs are moving to. So if you just excuse the back of my head for a second or two. This isn't the first time I've considered asking Brian to paint a face on the back of my head to keep you company while I drive around. Have a look at this. So for those of you who have access to the Djuma dam cam, you might be able to see these cubs through the mist. Not every day that we are this high above a lioness. There she goes. They've now rounded up the cubs and will probably come once the game is finished, of course. Have a look at these little ones just chasing each other around everywhere. So now one has caught the other one and is now choking it, as lions do. Moms are just calling them the whole time. Cubs are not wanting to listen. They're just wanting to play. These moms look hungry. They're definitely, I mean, they're not starving, to be honest. A starving lion looks starving. Have a look at this. It's just we don't really even know where to point the camera anymore. There's just action everywhere. Anne from Durban in South Africa, good morning Anne. You've asked how do they know all their cubs are here? Can lions count? Anne, oh sorry. I think that there's a very good chance that lions know exactly how many cubs they've got and where their cubs are. Let's have a look at this lioness literally lying at our back tire. Excuse me. If I'm giving Brian probably... There's a lion coming up here next to us. A little cub has just managed to, in lion terms, probably scale a small mountain. And we've got these little cubs playing right here at our feet. They're all going to come up the road. There's the mother coming up, another one coming up. So to finish the answer to your question there, they're similar to one just latching on. Similar to how, we know how many babies we got. These lionesses know exactly how many cubs they've got and where they are. Cubs can get lost, absolutely. Look at them chasing each other down the road there. That is just crazy. There's just lions everywhere. Got a lioness lying right next to us, literally. A cub is littered everywhere. This one looks a bit skinnier than everyone else. You can see these others are just... This little cub that's going to come running up now, he is just milk-fed. Right at our car. You literally couldn't get closer if this lioness was sitting on top of Brian. So Brian, no sudden movements if you don't mind. Brian absolutely knows what to do where he is at the moment, surrounded by lion. It is a little bit disconcerting being surrounded by these great cats. I must be honest with you, there's nothing that stops them from jumping in here. And especially if a mother decides that we're all of a sudden a threat to her babies. So we're not going to be starting the car. We're also not going to be making any sudden movement. And although I'm constantly talking, that doesn't seem to be bothering this lioness at all. You can see her ears are not pricked towards me whatsoever. She's listening intently to the bush around her rather than to me. I've heard something in the mist and the darkness. They've managed to get these cubs now up onto the bank, but I must be honest, I don't think they have control of these cubs at all. Let's see what these lionesses do. Here comes a cub running down the road at us. Hello there. What are you going to do? Are you going to walk past us? Behind us? Isn't this great? Oh, have a look at this. Okay, sit still, Brian. You've got a lion behind you. Brian, lost in the moment, is shifting on the car.
I'm still very aware of it. Don't you worry.
Got this lioness eyeballing him. Okay, she's moving, but she's okay. She's going to come out on your left-hand side now. There you go. Got this lioness literally underneath our bottoms here. Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, let this last cub just come through here. His mother's getting them going. She wants to pick him up and move him past the car. He's reluctant to come past. There's obviously not too much space. Oh. I tell you, that is enough to give you the hair standing up on your back of your neck. I think we are probably going to have to make some space for this youngster, but I don't quite know where we're going to go. So I think what I want to do, Brian, is there a lion behind you? Okay, I'm going to make some space for this cub, only because I think he's going to be left behind, and I just want him to not have to walk off the edge of this dam wall. Shame, and then he's gone and walked off the dam wall anyway. Alright, these mothers have finally got all their cubs under control and are now moving back in the original direction that they were walking in the first place. While we get in front of them a little bit, I just want to update everybody on the radio. Our station's 3 lioness and Nkuhuma cubs are mobile on the Gari cut line in a southerly direction at the moment. One station in this position. Alright, so while we're waiting for these lions to come out of this particular depression and while we get into a new place, I'm sure Brent wants to say hello and give an update. I'm just trying to shake this lion out of my mind, but see you in a bit.
So we're in the center of Cheetah Plains at the moment. We're about to arrive at 3 in a row pan. And this morning, literally, the animals have to step out in front of us because we can't. Oh yes, elephants! I've been really hoping for elephants in the mist, and they're on their way to drink. Oh, they're with the sun. Look at that. Look at that. Hello, Ellies. So they're marching towards the water at 3 in a row pan. So I'm going to try and shoot up ahead of them. Although they might cut me off by the looks of things. Hi, Ellies. Hi, guys. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to cut you off. There we go. So I wasn't quick enough. I'm going to let them go past so I don't disturb them. What a wonderful breeding herd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 elephants. It's a very big. There's some very big cows. One in particular. Now that one, she's very tall for a female. Some even love 3 in a row pan. Oh, look at this. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Look at that. All the bums in a row. I mean, they're almost disappearing and they are not even 100 meters from me. Okay, they've got to the water. What Chris said, oh, listen to that. Elephants in the mist is so enchanting. That I agree. Okay, let's go catch up with them. Oh, wait. Oh my goodness. More on their way. It is just too magical. Yes, yes. You're very scary. Hello. Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? The sun trying to push through the mist and wonderful herd of Ellies going through. Wow. So I don't know if there's much water left in 3 in a row pan. We're about to find out. But judging from the elephant behavior, it doesn't look like it. But there's mud, so we could get some splishing and splashing in the mud. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the western side of 3 in a row pan so we can keep that sun peeking through the mist and the elephants to the east of us. Hi, Ellies. There we go. Look at that. Ali says, so many birthday elephants. Oh man, this is beautiful. Just listen to the sound of them drinking. Hello, madam. It's okay. Isn't this incredible? There's some moments where words are not needed, and I feel this is one of them, so I'm going to shut up. Sorry about that. Isn't this just incredible? Sherry, you are spot on correct. Magical moments with the Ellies. Now they're about to disappear, and they're going to move and just literally disappear into the mist. Blue Butterfrog says it's amazing how quietly they walk. It is. They can be the quietest and noisiest animals at the same time. And there we go. The last female. And they're just literally going to melt into the mist. Now, as the elephants melt into the mist, Steph's got some big cats frolicking in the mist.
We have got these Nkuhumas now crossing the bridge here in front of us. Isn't that just wonderful? You're welcome to. I am live, so please just make your way into the sighting. We're on Central, crossing the drainage line. They're taking their time walking today, and I think these lioness are hungry, to be honest with you. You can hear them listening. I don't want to disturb a hunt that may be taking place. These lioness are walking, they are listening intently, and that to me tells me, although they have their cubs in attendance with them, they are still hunting, using the mist as cover. Go forward a little bit. Now, how I like following lions is I look at their ears, and if the lioness listens to me rather than listening to the bush, I know that I'm getting too close. Ooh, I suppose. Ow! Squeaking off these brakes, not making it easy for them. Michael, you're absolutely right. Look like toddlers that have had too much sugar and they're all over the place. I totally agree with you, Michael. They're just this uncontrollable rabble. As they get a little bit older, of course, they'll become a bit more focused, and their games of catch and play that they're doing with themselves, or cats and mouse that they do, will turn into more serious observations of their mothers. See if I can go forward without squeaking too much. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry. Chitwa in India, you want to know how long it takes the cubs to start roaring? They can actually roar even now, although it doesn't sound like a roar, it sounds more like a long meow. But if this pride had to do a communal roar, which is very likely in the event of another pride encroaching on their area, they will all roar together, and it does sound pretty weird. Even at this young age, that roaring reflex will be prevalent. Let's go forward a little bit. I think they're actually going into this thick stuff here. We're going to lose visual in the next couple of minutes if they carry on in this direction that they're walking in. It just affords us the chance to watch them for a few more minutes. They might actually lie up here for the day. The sun is now coming out, which means that they've lost the advantage of darkness for hunting. I'm not sure why they moved from where they were at Gallagher Pan. My gut feel tells me that hunting has been poor around the pan, and it's, I think, simply because of that male that was just pestering there. These ladies haven't been able to hunt effectively for some time now, and I think what's happening is they've been forced to move to catch something, and that's exactly what they're doing. Just quickly going to update the radio. The station Z Nkuhumas on our mobile in a northerly direction in the drainage line off of Central. The best approach now would be the big Jackalberry on Gari Cut line, accessing the drainage line from there. You should get them visual from the Jackalberry. So I'm just busy updating. There's another vehicle that's coming to have a look at these lion, and I'm just keeping them fully updated of, because this little cub doesn't want to jump off this bridge. He's just going to get a helping hand from his brother. Push him over. Boom. That's how you do it. There you go. Jump. Boom. Cute. That was very nice. Hey, following the brother there onto the game path. Let's see if he takes that path. I think it's exactly. That is just adoration, sibling adoration at its best. Don't want to be left behind. Where are you going? There I am. Don't leave me behind. Watch this little cub will just start to call now and run, making... Come on, up you go. It doesn't want to be left behind. And there they walk off into the mist. We're going to try and go around and see if we can access this particular drainage line for one more point. There are two other vehicles that are coming through, and I'd ideally love for them to be able to see the sighting as well. So while they're walking away from us, and that I think will probably be one of the last times that we get to see these particular cubs today, I will try again in a few minutes. But while we're getting into position and helping these other vehicles come into the sighting, we're going to put you over to Brent and Cheetah Plains.
Weren't those elephants incredible? Now we've got some horses wearing their pajamas in the mist. Not being very photogenic, they're disappearing. Look at that. I must say, I am absolutely loving this morning. Those elephants were incredible. They've put me in a state of euphoria. And as much as I like talking, and I like talking a lot, it was one of those moments where there were no words needed. Okay, donkeys, we're going to leave you. Now, can our luck hold? I wouldn't say no to more elephants in the mist, and I did hear some elephants screaming out towards the other pan, but I'm really hoping for everything in the mist. Zebra, I think I'm going to see if we can find the gnomless in the mist, and hopefully we'll find those cheetah. Now, actually, let's wait till we get out to the big open areas.